Hi guys, I invited Marco Boyer, the owner of SOTT, a couple of weeks ago to my office to come and have a chat with me to give us an update of the care wrapping vinyl from SOTT and the Elemento carbon, to explain us the situation about it. So I wanted first to do the subtitles, but I think it's much easier for you guys if I just speak it in English, so you just can listen and watch to the video instead of needing to read it all the time below. So we're gonna make it easy. I'm gonna translate the whole video for you. Yeah, thank you. Bis gleich. Hey!
Hey, dus zijn we dan. Zo, leuk. Dus hier werk jij. Zo.
Hier werk ik.
Ja, mooi.
Nou,
Dus, nou,
goed dat je hier bent. Gut, dass du hier bist.
oké, dankjewel. Ja, ik
Wir haben
ook.
uns über SOTT und SOTT-Folie unterhalten, Care-Wrapping-Folie.
Oké.
Wo sitzt SOTT im Markt und wie sieht es mit den Care-Wrapping-Folien
Ja,
aus?
dus wat wil je weten? Wil je eerst weten wat
Begin
folie is? Of-
Ja, was is SOTT-Folie?
Oké, nou wat wij doen, eigenlijk is zo, je moet het zo zien, we hadden vroeger een deal met Arlon.
Ja, früher hatten wir eine Zusammenarbeit mit
Ja,
Alon.
ja.
Ja,
Dus de naam Ultimate Premium Plus, dat was van SOTT.
die UPP.
Ja, wij hebben dat verzonnen. De kleuren hebben wij verzonnen.
Ja.
En alle namen.
So in this part of the video, Marco explains about the care wrapping vinyl, about the situation in the past. In the past, the collaboration was with Alon Graphics. The Ultimate Premium Plus is a SOTT product. SOTT invented this product and also the colors. And what SOTT did is gave all the names and all the colors to Arlon, and Arlon was manufacturing the vinyl for them because SOTT doesn't have their own factory.
En alles, omdat wij natuurlijk
Yeah,
onze
logisch.
input gaan.
Yeah. Also, SOTT was more focused on the German and the Benelux market to sell this product in the past, and Arlon had free hand to sell it all over the world. But Arlon had to pay some royalties for each single roll that they sold around the world to SOTT, because it's a SOTT product. And as you remember also on the swatch books, it always said featured by SOTT. So UPP, Ultimate Premium Plus, care wrapping vinyl, has always been a SOTT product, but it's not longer manufactured by Arlon. The deal was stopped a couple of years ago. SOTT decided to not work anymore together with Arlon. SOTT took a step back, and from there on they wanted to start making their own vinyl.
Ja, ook in Amerika.
Ook in Amerika.
Ja, en overal.
Marco here is explaining about how we produce, how SOTT produces vinyl. Ourselves, SOTT don't have a factory. We don't have the machines to produce the vinyl. So what SOTT does is they hire in hours in factories. Marco works together with factories in the USA and also in Europe. Not in the Asian market, only USA and Europe. And he goes to the factories, he hires in the hours in the factories, and he tells the people in the factories, do this and this and this for me. And that's how SOTT produces the wine.
Ja, want het punt is, wij houden van speciale dingen, hebben we altijd gedaan.
Ja.
Hè? Denk aan de namen zoals Batwing en Death Crow.
Ja.
Maar wij zoeken altijd het moeilijke, dat weet je. Wij doen, Death Crow is een hele moeilijke kleur om te maken.
Ja.
Batwing is een hele moeilijke kleur om te maken. We hebben het. Maar wij houden van uitdagingen natuurlijk.
Marco is also saying here that he loves special stuff. That's how he always has been. Think in names such as Batwing or Dead Crow. He looks always for the difficult stuff. Dead Crow is a very difficult color to make, and we have it. But yes, we love challenges. Different stuff to make the difference also from the market, because we don't want to do the same thing that everybody does. Absolutely, that's the point that Marco wants to reach, but he never stops learning about all this procedure. Marco also told me he wants to bring back pretty much of the colors that we had in the past. That means the colors that were very popular during the Arlon time. He wants to rematch colors from them that time and bring them back to the market, but we also have to understand that the market is changing. But Marco is in contact with a lot of guys from the wrapping scene, and he listens a lot to them. So he takes note of all the advice that they give to him, also about colors, and said this is the new color we want and that's the new color we want. So I guess next year there are going to be a lot of things going on and a lot of new colors coming back. der Situation der Elemento.
Elemento.
Here is explaining also a little bit more about the Elemento, because I asked him, now that we're talking about vinyl and UPP and car wrapping vinyl and using the chance that he was here in my office, I wanted to tell him to tell us about the Elemento situation, because as we know, I get a lot of questions from customers, people from all around the world calling me and saying, do you have Elemento? When is Elemento coming back? So Marco, what he said is Elemento is a very special film. Yeah, it took Marco about 2 years before he even could think of bringing out the Elemento on the market. So making tests, producing a run, it was wrong, starting all over again, and it took him 2 years before he could even bring it out on the market. There are also 5 factories involved in the production of Elemento. This doesn't make it easy, as you guys can imagine. Yeah, so it's not just one step and done. It has to go through all these different factories. And also the disadvantage is that the factories are not situated one next to each other. So that means that we start, let's say, in America in one point, and there the base film is made, then it has to be loaded somewhere, bring to the second factory, the third factory, fourth factory, fifth factory. This is here in Europe at the end, so it's a long journey until we have Elemento done. And also to get the depth in the colors, there are 6 different layers to make the Elemento become the Elemento, to get all the structured depth. So that is 6 different runs, passes through embossing printing machine to get the Elemento done and to have it right without weird curves on the pattern or something like that. So it is a very difficult procedure, and also you guys have to think that the master rolls, the jumper rolls, are 1,200 meters long, so it's a really huge roll that we have to upload in a machine. And from this jumper rolls, once we bring the jumper rolls to the printer, we lose the first 100 meters just to calibrate the machine. Then we run 1,000 meters, and then at the end we lose another 100 meters. So that means that from 1,200 meters, at the end we have only 1,000 meters left for you guys to make rolls of Elemento. This is of course stuff that we throw away, so it's money that we throw away, and it also makes that the price from the Elemento goes a little bit up, and that's why it's quite an expensive production. But this is normal, that we lose the 100 meters at the beginning and the 100 meters at the end is normal. Every factory does that to calibrate the print before we put the rolls into the machines. Also making bigger rolls to have more production doesn't make sense for Marco, because if not we have pressure marks. The rolls would be so heavy, and the weight from the proper vinyl would press so hard on it that we have mottling marks or pressure marks on the vinyl, and we don't want that. And to make them smaller doesn't make sense either, because we're going to always throw this 200 meters away. So 1,200 meters jumbo roll is the perfect measurement to make Elemento. Ja? Wenn da eine schiefe Linie schon drin sitzt, dann. Und wir reden hier über Rollen, über Jumbo-Rollen.
Ja,
das sind 1200 Meter lang.
Ja, wij zitten eigenlijk al sinds vorig jaar augustus, dus eigenlijk al een jaar, zitten wij bij SOTT te rommelen om het goed te krijgen, om het op tijd allemaal binnen te krijgen.
Also ihr seid seit einem Jahr sehr damit beschäftigt, schneller Elemento auflagern.
Want het gaat zo hard, bijvoorbeeld er komt nu komt er bijvoorbeeld 4.500 meter binnen.
4.500 Meter.
Maar die zijn allemaal verkocht.
Ja, die sind schon wieder verkauft.
Ja. En de volgende productie is volgende maand alweer ingezet.
Nächsten Monat haben wir eine
neue Produktion. Die maand daarna ook weer.
Und danach, also Oktober haben wir noch eine Produktion, November haben wir noch eine Produktion. Ja. Aber das verkauft sich natürlich so schnell im Voraus, dat het ganz snel weer weg is.
Ja, dus ook een punt is, dat weet natuurlijk een klant niet, maar alleen al om het basismateriaal goed te krijgen met de goede additieven, dat is zo moeilijk. We hebben bijvoorbeeld dat de leverancier van de kleur, de additieven, niet kan leveren.
So we know now that it's normal to throw that material away when we have to print it from the 1,200 linear meter jumbo roll. We know that we have a very nice product. We know also that it's a very challenging product to make because of this. And Marco also told me that we lately had a lot of issues with logistics. Or we had problems with the base material because this presents like just a little line. And afterwards, when the carbon is put on it, you will see that line on the entire roll. So that is also a problem. But Marco is working on this, and he's working since August last year, super busy at SOTT to get more volume of Elemento in, to have more on stock with you, and to make quicker productions. In October, right now we have one production running. In November we have another one running. But this is of course sold so fast because people are giving us back orders. They're just waiting in the pipeline to have the Elemento, that it's gone really quickly. And Marco said to me, yes, and there's also something very important that he wants you guys to know, that the basis material is so difficult to make that he, for example, had the problem that the supplier of his pigments could not supply him. So he wants you guys to understand that he has to follow all these steps, and if one step doesn't work, the whole machinery stops. If his supplier from the pigments cannot supply him, nobody can work further with the vinyl, and there we're stuck until the supplier can bring us the pigments. And that can take a week, and sometimes it can take a month. So all these steps are causing us problems, but we're working on it, and Marco is really working hard on it to improve it and to get it quicker done in the future.
Dann schimmert das Silber unten durch, oder dass vielleicht ein kleiner schiefer Zug in dem Druck ist oder so, kann auch passieren.
Aber die kann man ja auch benutzen.
Das wird alles besser.
Dus we zijn die aan het improven.
Okay.
En natuurlijk, we zijn ook weer verder aan het denken met nieuwe ideeën.
Ja, logisch. Also neue Ideen kommen dann natürlich auch dazu. Ja.
Ik heb wat dingen laten zien aan onze soft front soldiers tijdens de Secret Mission.
Ja.
Dus die weten dat er nieuwe dingen aankomen.
Neue Farben und so.
Dus en dan laten we dat mag ik nog niet zeggen. Dus
nein, also die Front Soldiers müssen auch ihren Mund halten. Die haben das nämlich auf der Secret Mission gesehen. Das sind neue Farben, neue Effekte, die du präsentieren möchtest.
Als het zover is, dan...
Aber das muss wir müssen erstmal Elemento
precies.
Und dann machen wir neue Farben und neue Effekte.
Ja, precies, so gaan we doen.
So machen wir das. Marco,
so Marco also told me about the transport problems. That's also a very big issue we have sometimes, because the rolls of Elemento have to go from one factory to the other. Lately we had a really big problem with transport. The rolls were on the truck, and they are like in boxes, special boxes made for the jumbo rolls, so that they sort of float in it. And we had like 4 rolls in a row in a truck on the highway, and the driver had to make an emergency brake, with the consequence that all the rolls moved in the truck and went forward, and they smashed one against the other. So one of the roll was completely destroyed. We couldn't use it at all. So that means 1,200 meters less for this production. And it was presenting also tunneling. That means that the inside of the core roll was rolling out to the side. So you imagine if you put that in front of a printer machine, it's impossible to put the vinyl through the machine, because if not, the material will be printed like this. That will be full of curves, and we don't want that. We need a nice pattern on the Elemento. But Marco also has told me that he's improving the boxes where the jumbo rolls are transported in, to make them stronger, so that they stand more firmly in the truck, and that if they have to make an emergency brake, that the boxes don't move anymore. So that we also improve here and get the solution to this problem for the future.
In mei,
ja.
die mislukte.
Ja, im Mai hatten wir auch eine Produktion, da hatten wir auch Pigmentprobleme, und da haben wir die ganzen 3000 Laufmeter haben wir verloren.
Ja.
Die konnten
en
we
dat is ook
compleet
weer van één van de
wegschmeißen.
fabrieken heeft dat probleem en de rest merkt het.
Ja.
Dan heb je gehad, in juli hebben we een kleine testproductie gedaan, die ging goed.
Ja, in juli hebben we een kleinen Test gemacht. Ja,
En,
dat is goed gegaan.
en deze die er nu is,
Ja.
die is dus helemaal gaan schuiven en die zijn dus allemaal beschadigd. Nou, dan gooi je heel veel weg.
Ja,
dus
also da waren 4, glaube ich, 4 von den Jumbo-Rollen waren in dem Lastwagen.
4 von 1200 mehr.
Von 1200 Metern, und die haben sich komplett alle bewegt, und eine konnten wir gar nicht benutzen davon. Ich habe die Fotos auch davon, also wenn einer Fotos haben möchte, ich kann die auch zeigen, das ist kein Problem. Ja? Wie man sieht, wie die Rolle sich von innen raustunnelt. Und wenn die dann vor dem Drucker hängt oder die Stanzmaschine, dann ist es unmöglich, die da reinzubekommen.
Dus nu, het lijkt wel of er een vloek heerst.
Ja, also ein Fluch über uns, ja.
Maar nu, we hebben dat weer besproken, de kratten worden anders, die worden beter gesealed en dus we gaan dat steeds
die Dosen, wo die drin sind, die werden noch besser und fester gemacht, dass das nicht passieren kann während dem Transport. Also wir versuchen uns mehr und mehr zu verbessern, dass es schneller, mit der Elemento geht, dass die Qualität zich immer wieder verbessert.
Klopt. Wat we ook doen, dat is een hele goede, zit ik ineens aan te denken, dat weten veel mensen niet, en veel klanten weten dat niet, en soms distributeurs ook niet. De rollen zijn normaal 25 yards, dus 22,85
Laufmeter sind auf jeder Rolle normal drauf.
Ja. Maar omdat de folie zo super gecompliceerd is en
Marco also wants you guys to know something very important about the length of the Elemento rolls that we sell to you. Normally every roll has 22.85 linear meters on it, but we add 15 meters to it. So in reality we have 25 linear meters on the roll. And this we give you for free. So you are paying 22.85 linear meters, but you get 25 meters. Why do we do that? Due to all these little issues we have during the printing, it can present a tiny little dot, or because the pattern has a slight little curve. Due to all these tiny little issues that Elemento still can present, we have decided to give you more material on every roll instead of 22.85, 25 linear meters, so you have some extra material, so you can work around a little dot or a little line that you can find in the roll of Elemento that you purchased.
En de andere stukken kan je gebruiken voor
kleine Details, voor Spiegel, voor Indekoration oder wie auch immer.
Dus alle rollen zijn 25 meter.
Also alle Elemento volle Rollen sind 25 Laufmeter, auch wenn der Kunde 22,85 Laufmeter bezahlt.
Ja.
Super. Ja. Also Marco, ich denke, dass du mir viel mehr Information gegeben hast.
Super.
Danke dafür und mit dieser
Guys, and to come to an end, I have explained to you what the conversation with Marco and me was about. He has explained us the situation in the past with Arnold, that Arnold is not making the car wrapping vinyl anymore, that he will bring back some of the old colors, but first we need to focus on Elemento. That Elemento is very difficult material to produce due to all the different steps, due to how it's embossed, printed, that it can present tiny little dots, that it can present like a small curvy line, that we give you more material than that you are paying for in every single roll, so you can work around it and you have some extra material. And in this part of the video, I'm just thanking Marco to come and visit me, to give us first-hand these explanations, so that nobody can say he told me or the other one told me. This is first-hand information from Marco Boyer, owner from SOTT, CEO from SOTT. How is the situation at this moment of car wrapping vinyl and Elemento at SOTT? He also wanted you guys to know that over the years he has made a lot of contacts with people from the industry, car wrappers, window tinters, and he's happy to contact and communicate with all of you, but he's also very busy. And he needs to travel from one factory to the other, and he needs to make sure that the Elemento is done quicker and that we have more stock to sell to you guys. So that's why he has hired me, and he's very happy to have me here, because I am the contact person also for you guys worldwide. Doesn't matter where you are, you can send me an email with any question you have about SOTT, about car wrapping vinyl, about the tools, about the Elemento, any SOTT product, any situation, event that we're organizing. Any question you have, just shoot me an email at sandra@sott-international.com. And I'm super happy to help you out. I'm working from home, so my computer is on almost the whole day, even on weekends. I have a look at it because I'm a workaholic like that. So just shoot me an email and please let me know your question, and I'm happy to help you out. Marco will be always at the events, and he's going to go to a lot of trade shows. So when you meet him, of course, he's happy to have a coffee, a beer with you, chat with you. But sometimes he gets emails middle in the night, and next day he has to travel, and then it takes long for an answer. And we don't want that. We want to give you an answer immediately. So don't forget, Sandra is here. Contact me, shoot me an email. I can reach Marco 24 hours a day if I need to ask him something. I have his private mobile number, so no worries. I will ask him all the questions that I need to figure out an answer for you guys. Shoot me an email. I'm here to help you out. Thank you.
Ik kan gewoon niet altijd reageren.
Nee, dat is
dus, ik heb vorige had ik uit Australië middernacht, ja. Reageren.
Marco, danke. Vielen Dank, dass du heute hier bei mir warst. Dass du mir mehr Informationen über die Situation mit den car wrapping Folien von SOTT gegeben hast, und gerade wegen der Elemento. Mit dieser Information kann ich dann besser mit meinen Kunden kommunizieren.
Super.
Ja?
Dat gaan we maken.
Oké.
Oké, succes!